Hello, my name is Jim, and this is your Daily Brogue for September 15th, 2018. What do we have? We have two potions, a pink potion and a green potion. So we will get those. Bloodwort stocks are superfluous before we have actually killed our kobold for mommy, and are welcomed to the dungeon by a giant rat. Let's see. Jackal. Okay, all the way up here, another jackal, and it sees me. So let's get that. Stealth radius up. We like our stealth radius. We have a flail and some thingies. Thinking about things. Now, let's say you wanted to implement stealth and invisibility, right? Now, you've got this already good idea here in Brogue, right, where you've got this visible stealth radius where you can't see anything. In a roguelike, you probably don't want to do anything that uses uses facing. That's usually a good thing for stealth games, but in a roguelike that just makes you look off in the different directions over and over. So that sounds alright, but if you play Brogue and you start using invisibility at some point, what you'll notice is that the invisibility works just as well for the plate armor as it does for the leather armor, or whatever it is that you're using. No robes in Brogue. This isn't crawl. So if that's the case, then invisibility becomes reasonably powerful. It's very, very powerful, actually. It's very, very nice invisibility. I like it a lot. You have a lot of abilities to become invisible. You can just disappear. So in Brogue, for example, you end up with, if you have the Ring of Stealth, the reduced stealth radius, and we're seeing the stealth radius right now, right? The black dot, or the black background there, is where something could see me, and the sort of grayed out background behind it is where something will not see me, right? But once you use that invisibility scroll, or potion, excuse me, you have an invisibility potion. Actually, it would make more sense that it works the way it does if it was a scroll, but it's actually a potion, so that makes it make less sense. Then you'd expect that, like the Invisible Man, you'd have to actually get naked with that invisibility potion. In order for it to work, you'd also expect that maybe you wouldn't want to it to work quite as well for the plate armor, right? So if you had maybe a scroll of invisibility instead, then you might want to get a scroll of invisibility instead. It might make you invisible, but you'd still be audible, right? You'd still be able to do things like cast a spell, right? In this case, you wouldn't be, or read scrolls, right? You need to read your scroll aloud, but the trade-off for that would be that if you're wearing plate armor or something, if you're highly encumbered and have all sorts of things that are going to have all sorts of things that are going to make noise, then possibly that would give the monsters a radius, right? Your stealth radius would still exist, although you might be lucky enough to get some bonuses, right, from the fact that the monsters should not be able to see you. Okay, so you know, if you're considering, which, I mean, obviously you are, because if you're watching this, you probably play roguelikes. One of the things that happens to people who play roguelikes is they decide that it would be fun to make them. Then you might want to encourage that, so you don't get the full effect for the stealth stuff unless you cast the silence spell as well. That silence spell could also do things like eliminate that armor bonus or armor problem that you have with wearing the metal armor, right? So if you wear anything beyond, I think, scale mail in this, I just threw away the plate mail so I can't show you, then you have a change in your stealth radius, right? So maybe we can see that a little bit later. So possibly what you might want to do in such a case is try to not wake up the stupid goblin conjurer. So possibly in such a case, and I don't know what that is, and it died. Okay, so that's the end of my conversation, and I probably should not have tried to have a conversation while playing Brogue, but that's what happens when you're trying to do two things with your brain at once. So I guess if you watch this, put in your comments your thoughts about invisibility, and I will keep thinking about it, and then when I once again try and fail to make a roguelike, I will implement it that way. All right, thanks. Bye now.